takes a while because there's so many buttons to do this, but here we go. Welcome, everybody. Okay.
We're lit.
Wake and bake.
Yeah. And anything that Jason's doing is parody, strictly parody. Good morning,
CBD.
everybody. Yeah. Hey guys, I had an idea that I wanted to run by you.
Go for it.
Okay, so this is called Stoner Morning Show, right?
Yes.
And like when people ask to describe it, it's just like, oh, it's stoners doing a talk show or a morning show, right? But I feel like, I was thinking this morning, I feel like a true stoner morning show would be if we just played cats for like an hour. And then and then people were like, did you hear about the stoner morning show? What is it? It's just people playing cats. That's it.
I'm comfortable with that. Let's just go for it. I'm fine with that. So do you have cats prepared?
What's that?
Do you have cats prepared?
No. You are pretending to be a cat.
Oh,
That's
ooh.
it.
Oh, us pretending to be cats?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like so when somebody says like, "Oh, I'm watching Stoner Morning Show," what is it? Is it people talking about getting stoned? No, it's people pretending to be cats.
It'd be funny if we
For an hour.
if how the show started, like if people would be watching their little viewing device, and then we run down the aisles when the show started, like to the music, and run into the phone. Isn't that how cats start? No?
So you went with the Broadway show cats.
Yes, I did.
All right, well that's your interpretation. The rest of us pretend to be cats, and you try to be in cats.
Well, I'm going to be Theodore. Wait, no. I'm going to be Lionor.
Lino.
Lion? Oh, from Thundercats? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, you can talk.
No, I'm with you, Ralph. I mean, Lex. Just as long as Cheetar is like somewhere near you.
They had an overweight cat, didn't they? For some reason, they had
Snarf. His name was Snarf. His name was Snarf.
Snarf, sure. Wait, no, Snarf was the little cat who said Snarf at all the beginning of his sentences.
Snarf was their pet.
Snarf.
Oh.
He would go Snarf.
Hey, speaking of pets,
Yeah. Chickens?
Chickens
Ooh.
in
Whoa.
sunlight.
For eggs?
I guess so.
Wow.
What part are you at?
I'm in New Orleans, baby. I'm in that no year.
Nolans.
In Nolans, they lock up their chickens. In Florida, they let their chickens run free.
Oh.
Why?
Yeah, yes, chickens are running free for sure.
Hmm.
Let them run for free.
There's also a cat here, which I don't understand how that works, but these chickens are doing their thing.
If you could interview the cat for us.
Probably cats violent or chickens violent. Oh, the cat I can interview. Yeah, chickens I don't know.
Hmm.
Chickens might be.
No, chickens are.
They might just want to do their thing and
Can't
not
trust them. We're live.
Yeah, might not be. They might be.
Never trust a
trust
chicken on live.
So, Sean, are we doing this cat thing now?
No, I think it would be something that we would have to discuss
Nice,
behind the scenes.
nice.
Yeah.
I like this. This is just a teaser.
Or maybe it could be something that we do additionally. We call it Stoner Morning Show 2, TOO. Like this is also Stoner Morning Show, and it's just people pretending to be cats. Or we could just invite other people on to do it. It's like, hey, do you want to do this show? What is it? You just pretend to be a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they haven't watched our show, if they ask us what is the show, and knowing that now they don't have it, we just ask them to come on and pretend they're a cat for 5 minutes. And let's see what happens. I know when I go on other people's podcasts, I rarely go and see how that turned out. So, like, that'd be fun.
Oh,
man.
You mean you don't listen to your episode if you were on something?
Rarely, yeah. I don't think I ever have.
I usually do. I try to.
Oh man, yeah, I want to.
One, yeah,
I
yeah.
I just like the reminder of something that I said that was funny.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I did say something funny.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you having for breakfast, Lex?
I'm having sushi.
Oh, you're
and
having
rice.
dinner.
Yeah, I tried to order it before the show, but I got stalled. It was like a half an hour late. So sorry. But I realize I'm always eating on the show anyway because I get so high, and it's the end of the night for me.
You're the food segment.
I figure people are really into that. They love watching people eat food. So I'm thinking I might be crossing like an intersection here.
Yeah.
Also, there's a real fetish for watching people get really fat, and so I might be touching on that too.
Brad Pitt is always eating on screen.
That's what. Yeah, real trick. It's a trick of the trade.
It
Makes
is.
you look so casual.
Makes you look what?
Makes you look It makes you look casual and comfortable. Like
Because how do you act eating if you're really eating?
Yeah. You got to do it. You got to really do it. And it's like great. It connects you to the world. Yeah, it solves so many problems.
It does. It makes you the way you talk, your rhythm of talking and cadence. I think it. You know why? It's weird you brought that up because this for some reason 2 days ago I watched Ocean's 11, the first one.
Really good. Really well made.
I remembered that Brad Pitt. It's so blatant in that, and I think they do that because I think they called him out on that recently before they did that movie. And then so he was just shoving things in his mouth the way he was talking. It was actually funnier knowing that that's a conscious choice of his to consciously do it.
If eating on screen makes Brad Pitt a better actor, it means everyone should be eating for whatever their job is.
He's only gotten better.
Like if you're a manager at Target, like be eating while you're managing. You know what I mean?
That's really funny. What imagine? Okay, let's say that's true.
You should be eating. If you're a brain surgeon, you should be having.
Yeah, just like chips or something.
Yeah.
I want to imagine that that's true, but it's still a faux pas to be eating. So, what foods can you get away with eating at that point? What foods can you get away with eating while doing surgery?
Oh, definitely. I think like
milkshake.
Yes, because you need just a straw. That's yes.
Okay.
Smoothie.
If you have a person who can hold it or have a good place holder for it. Sushi?
You can probably do sushi. Yeah, because you could just switch and you just say tongs, scalpel, tongs, and then you just, whatever, chopsticks.
And
you just
wasabi.
You guys see that cat?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
wow.
The cat for the show.
Hey, we were just talking about cats.
Yeah, it's a cat, and it's hanging out near chickens. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wasabi and raw fish in your open body.
Hey, you gotta eat. This is a big job. Important.
That's really funny.
Good protein.
Yeah.
Does this look like a scorpion?
What is it? A leaf?
Yeah, it's a leaf I broke into 7 mini segments.
It's doing the scorpion.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Science. That's the science portion.
Ralph,
hey, did you guys hear about? Oh, go ahead, Lex.
Right. It's all right.
Oh, did you hear about Sean? You live in New York City. I just read an article that some woman found an empty apartment behind her bedroom mirror.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Watch the video. There was a video of it. She was really cold, and she had the heat on. In New York, so she had everything sealed up. And she went to her bedroom, felt the vents, no air coming out of it. Felt the side of the door, like this little jammy jam in there, and this cold air blasting out of it. So she taped it up, and then she kept feeling around. There's still air blowing. It was coming behind her mirror.
Oh.
And then when we pulled it off, there was an entrance to a whole nother room.
So was somebody living in there, or just?
No, it was empty.
Oh.
Was it like furnished? Like it's spacious?
No.
I mean, the first thought is that there was a peeping Tom in there, but I guess if there was no evidence that someone was in there,
No.
yeah.
So she just got a nicer place.
Yeah.
Right.
She has another room that you have to crawl through a mirror to get to.
Yeah,
Pick up my new room.
and it has a Jabberwocky in there, and
Yeah.
Yeah, her name was Alice.
Ah,
Man, that's wild. What if you're a peeping Tom and you build a bathroom inside of an apartment, just hoping that a woman moves in, that a woman that you're attracted to, and if not, you just gotta wait for however long till they move out. And you're just like, all right.
You're playing a dangerous game, Ralph.
What happened?
You're playing a dangerous game, waiting for a woman to come knock on your door.
It is the progression of a peeping Tom, because to practice watching somebody that you're enjoying watching, you probably have to watch somebody that you don't enjoy watching.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh my God, that's so funny. You got to practice to get to. It's like your ambition is to get to the league, but you got to get to the AA and what all these other divisions to get to the league. You just want to get to the league. That's so good. That's so funny. You don't think about that. You don't think about the practice that goes into it.
Yeah. In order to become creepy, first you have to not be creepy, and then you have to have the want to be creepy, and then you're creepier.
Yeah,
I don't want to. Yeah.
I don't feel right now. I'm just going to ignore that.
I don't want to take it to the nth degree, but it's like for somebody who's a diabolical villain in a comic book or in real life, they did have to practice.
Yeah. You know how in your, how in your hometown or your friends' hometowns or the town nearby there was like a guy who would wander around and he was like the glue sniffer, or like he would just have a nickname of like, oh, that's just like creepy Brad, or you know what I mean? Like those kinds of like people that have legendary creepy status around them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like some of those. Oh, you had a specific thing.
Yeah, we had one. Lex, do you remember Johnny Finger? When we used to go to Port Jeff, that
Johnny
guy,
Finger.
he was just this guy that walk around. You'd be like, "Hey, what's up, Johnny?" And he'd just turn around and give you the finger,
Yeah.
and then just keep walking.
Yeah. And he was always out.
Always out.
Yeah.
He's a local in Port Jeff.
So those kinds of people, like Johnny Finger, is living his dream. I bet
He's crushing it. He has fuck you money. He has fuck you money, obviously.
He probably wanted to become that person. Like the glue sniffers of the world, this is like, yes, this is what I wanted.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it if it wasn't working for you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Valerie is here.
All right.
Woo.
Awesome.
Let's talk to
Fair
her.
voyeur. Where's it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about peeping Toms.
Yep.
About voyeurs?
Well, it was an accidental thing that we got on, but it fits. It's appropriate.
How are you guys? How's it going?
Great.
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good. I just woke up. Ready to fuck. Got hot coffee running down my esophagus. Oh my god, it hurts so bad.
Oh no.
It hurts so good.
Okay. I don't know. I'm about to smoke with you guys.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Let me go do that.
We'll do that. Well, you do that. There was one time I was working a job in California,
Yeah.
sitting outside really, really late at night. It was like 3 a.m, and I hear sounds of what I believe is passionate lovemaking, and well, actually more aggressive lovemaking. Like, and ended up the longer I waited, and I was like, wow, all right, they're really going at it. And then I realized it's cats. They were cats going at it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Cats were just sweet, sweet lovemaking.
So when we do our other show where we invite other people to come on and just pretend to be cats, like there might be those kinds of noises.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cats procreate.
Oh my god, you guys, I saw a guy with no legs last night. Like he had fake legs. And I walked by and he was like, I just got kicked out of the bar. And I was like, "How this guy has the worst luck with legs. Talk about not being able to get a leg up on the pile."
It's really
my
funny
God.
to me, at least, that he was just screaming that he was kicked out. It's funny to be kicked out of someplace and then scream in the street about being kicked out.
You know, I was just realizing recently that I've never had like an epic quit of a job.
Ooh.
Take this job and shove it. I'm out of here. Like that kind of thing. And it made me think that like when things reopen, I should just go to places and just quit there. Like walk into an office building and then just like I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Are you gonna,
I don't want you
you're
to
not going to take
sacrifice.
the time to get the job or anything?
No.
Don't even do it.
I
I don't
just-
want you to sacrifice the speed, Sean. I like the speed. Take this job and shove it. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Take the speed.
I'm leaving and you're never going to see me again ever.
For me to
The worst
be a
place to
security guy.
work.
Wherever you go to quit, I'll be a security guy right there, not even working for them. Be like, all right, let's go. Come on, gather your things and let's go.
Yeah, because that's your dream.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys want to try to start a Jerry Maguire movement? See how many people follow you.
Who's coming with us?
That's awesome.
That's how we stop corporate America.
Yeah.
What's the worst job you've ever had in your life, Valerie?
I used to clean pickup trucks. That wasn't very fun.
Whoa.
I know. I've done all sorts of stuff. I've done
Why only pickup trucks?
cars weren't enough money. I don't know. It was just a gig. We were in South Dakota and I found this gig on Craigslist. I used to do a lot of Craigslist gigs. Flyering. Used to do a lot of rideshare. Postmates for like a year. It was awful. Not that I fucking hated doing Postmates.
Oh, yeah. You might be the only person I've ever met who's been to South Dakota. Have you guys been to South Dakota?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Immediately debunked. Never mind.
The South Dakota, like the east side thinks it's better than the west side, and the west side thinks it's better than the east side of the whole state, and then the whole state,
sucks.
but then the whole state also thinks it's better than North Dakota, which I
That's
think
funny.
it might be. Valerie, have you ever been to North Dakota? I don't know if I've been in North Dakota.
No. Nope.
I think it's like Wyoming too.
New Wyoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you from South Dakota, or why were you there?
I followed somebody I was married to South Dakota.
That was nice of you.
Yeah.
Was it or was it stupid? I think it was dumb.
Yeah.
But I got to see a lot of cool stuff. I got to see Buffalo and the Badlands and Black Hills and Mount Rushmore too many times. Like it's not enough that they stole the land; they had to put their face on the mountain. It's like kind of fucked up.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Howard.
It's really funny to steal something and then just to prove that you rightfully own it, you put your face on it.
It's just yeah, exactly. That's pretty funny.
And the same people will find you if you carve your name in a tree. Yeah.
You should just print
Yeah.
stickers with your face on it, and then that way, like, you can just start stealing backpacks and shit. It's
Slap a
got my
sticker on
face
it.
on it.
I mean, you can own everything in the world if you think to yourself that you're just letting other people borrow.
Mm,
Ah, wow. Isn't
yeah.
that a line? I think that's a line from Pocahontas. Hold on.
She wasn't wrong.
I don't know. Oh, I do have a movie quote game.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask you about
can
because I
play.
know you mentioned that.
Valerie, I asked everyone else to prepare movie quotes. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. But you can think of some real quick. But it's just a game called Yelling Movie Quotes.
I don't even know any movies.
So normally someone would say a movie quote, and then you would guess what movie it's from. This is just that I'm going to yell the line
Okay.
instead of saying it.
Okay.
That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. First one. Where we're going, we don't need roads. See, I yelled it.
I got it. I got it.
I get it now.
Yeah, just shout it out if you know it.
Hey, I'm walking here.
No, you have to guess.
Let's guess
Oh,
with
you gotta
other movie
guess.
quotes.
Lex, what was it?
Back to the Future.
Yeah, okay, all right. Now go ahead, Jay.
Oh, okay.
What about I'm walking here?
Hey, I'm walking here.
RoboCop.
No.
No, I know it. It's Midnight Cowboy.
Sure got it.
Okay.
And so I shout mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Eckhart, think about the future.
But that's a line where it is actually shouted.
Yes.
So you
Who's
did
mine?
it justice. Batman.
Oh man, I can't believe. I don't think anybody I've ever talked to has ever known that line before.
Oh.
I think you're the only. Did you guys know that line?
No. I was like, what is he doing?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite lines in that movie, and nobody else has ever known it. I think all my quotes are going to be
Batman
from
is
that
very-
movie. It's so quotable.
Yeah, it is. I agree. All right, Valerie, do you have one?
I'm pretty useless with movie quotes.
Okay.
Did I mention I grew up in a cult? I don't have a lot of movies.
You didn't watch approved movies?
I watched cult approved movies, but I wasn't too
They
interested.
would let you watch Disney?
Yeah. Okay, I've seen more movies than I'm say hello to my little friend.
That's not it. That's like the worst uncultish movie. that's
Wait, I
the
got
worst
one-
R-rated movie.
But it teaches you how to deal with your feelings after you leave the cult.
I have an idea for you, Valerie. You're gonna flip it on us, all right? You
Okay.
say a movie that you want. You could say any movie, and then we're all gonna yell a quote from that movie.
Whoa.
Okay.
All
At
right?
the same time?
Like this.
As quickly as we can. Yeah, I guess.
Okay, all right.
Or maybe
Okay.
raise your hand if you know what you're gonna say.
This is
And then we,
Toy Story.
to Excelsior and Beyond.
to infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
It should have been to Excelsior and beyond, actually.
Yeah.
that would probably be the only quote. I was just gonna yell Woody.
Oh yeah. That would-
That's the only
Pile
thing
of
I-
flesh.
Oh, I have one. Whoa, the claw.
This is a fun
You guys are
game.
pretty good.
It's the reverse of movie quote trivia.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
super funny.
Somebody
Yeah,
else yell a movie name. We'll try another one.
the birdcage.
Bird.
Oh, my father's a senator.
Ta-da!
Oh, yeah, that works.
That's all I remember.
So it's
V
like
for
30.
Vendetta.
Remember.
Vendetta, oh shit.
Remember. Did they say that in that movie, or was that just the
Yeah,
trailer?
that's from there.
Hey,
I really loved that movie when it came out, but I haven't seen it since.
ooh, I've got a movie quote from that movie. Has anyone seen My Mask?
Where did I leave that?
Yeah.
How about I'm gonna go with a movie that has a lot of obvious quotables. Let's go with Talladega Nights, since I just watched that the other night.
Stella. No, that wasn't.
Wait, what?
No, I was joking.
You're not first, you're last.
No, first your last.
Yeah.
I hope that both of you have sons.
Yes, yeah. Beautiful sons. Yeah.
Doesn't he
maybe
yell
Tom
something
Cruise.
when he's flipping in the car? I'm trying to think of what he was yelling when he flipped in the car, and I can't.
I think this is also part of the game where it's like if somebody yells out the name of a movie, if you don't have a quote, you could just say like, well, the thing he says when he's getting chased by the cops.
Yeah.
The
No.
opening scene.
Save me, Jewish God.
What's that?
Save me, Tom Cruise. Save me, Jewish God.
What's
Oh,
that?
also, dear sweet baby Jesus. That's all Talladega Nights.
Oh, jeez.
There's some movies that are just all quotables the entire movie.
Sweet little Jesus with his little tiny fingers and baby hands.
Oh, yes.
Wow, I'm missing out.
Oh, you haven't seen Talladega Nights?
No, maybe I've only seen it like once.
I think
They're just really thin pancakes. They're delicious. They're just really thin pancakes.
Lex, I finally finished that Brian Regan stand-up special that I fell asleep during.
which one? The new one?
Yeah,
Yes.
I finished it.
You fell asleep during it.
He showed us more timing than Brian Regan's timing, I think. Is it anybody else watch stand-up as much as probably not as much as me, but you guys like stand-up?
Yeah.
It's honestly, I think it's the best album. It's one of the best. It's the best album since Dave Chappelle's, his last special.
Whoa.
Who is this?
Brian Regan. He's a stand-up
Brian
comic.
Regan?
And he's absolutely brilliant. And in a lot of ways, I'd argue that it might be better. He's like undeniably one of the best comics in the world right now, and that special is unbelievable.
I would describe Brian Regan as your mom's favorite stand-up comedian.
Yeah, this guy.
Which is very accurate, but also he is hilarious.
Yeah, he does seem like my mom's favorite stand-up.
Yeah.
It's interesting how like that can simultaneously be like derisive and also awesome. You know what I mean? It's like my favorite basketball player is Tim Duncan, but he's also known as the most boring basketball player.
Right.
But he also wins the most.
And he's on everybody's team. Whenever you talk to a player who's played against him, he's the guy that they want. You know, when they start saying who you put in the 4 spot, and Tim Duncan's undeniably that guy for like 18 years.
You know what I think it is? It's because he doesn't seem fierce.
Yeah.
Great player, but his demeanor is just very like
Eli Manning-ish.
With a name with a last name like Duncan.
Hey.
Yeah. It's like it says it all.
He had a bad marketing team. Bad marketing team, apparently.
Well, sometimes it's my favorite thing to be fierce and not seem fierce at all. Maybe it's why I love Mr. Miyagi.
Oh.
So wait, Valerie, you came on today because you released something really, really cool. Some of your music that you've been working on like for years, or is this stuff that you've had for years, or?
It's stuff I've had for years, but I finally put it together with a picture from the time that I wrote it. And it's called Fair Voyeur Figurine. And
it's pretty cool.
It is
I love
good.
Yeah, thanks.
I like it.
I appreciate it.
I listened to it the other day and on shuffle, and then Spotify brought up other bands. And I took screenshots of it, and we can talk about these bands, and then we'll see if you know of them and like them. Because supposedly Spotify thinks they sound like you. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Telepatia by Kali Uchis, Uchis.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good song. Into the Spider-Verse song by Post Malone and Sway Lee.
Oh, really? I love that song.
And then Morgan Wallen, Wasted on You, country musician.
Mm-hmm.
He was okay. All right. Well, that's
Looking up songs.
Swally and country, I'll take it.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I can say
Is that your artist name, Fair Voyeur?
Yeah. Yep. I was gonna make it a band, and then I just did everything myself.
Whoa.
Yeah, she's like, what do I need other people for?
Did you already
Play
have
like how many instruments do you play?
Like whatever's around. So in the band before this, I played drums and bass, and sometimes I'll even play bass and kick a snare drum while singing, like a one-man band. Yeah.
Did you already have your
Yeah.
home studio set up prior to putting this out, or did you have to build a studio to make this?
I did have a home studio actually, so I was lucky enough to have that. And but most of it I did. I recorded some tracks on the home studio, but most of it I put together on a computer.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You guys can see my screen, right? I want you to just look as we're looking at Valerie's beautiful album cover. Also look at what was playing in my queue before.
Whoa!
Brian Regan.
Nice callback.
Thanks for coming on, Brian.
That's because Brian's on this week's episode of Good One, or last week's episode of Good One podcast. You guys listen to that?
I have
A podcast about jokes. I like that podcast, and they talk about that joke, and I played it for my students.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get water. I'll be right back.
I was still a Jehovah's Witness in that picture.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait to check out this music. Have you ever thought about making like a cabaret show where you do jokes and music?
I have thought about if there's any way to merge them, and I just don't really see it.
Yeah.
No, I've been trying to think of one too. If I get some cabaret dances, we'll be able to do this.
Cool.
There's I've had that same problem for a long time, and luckily I'm dating a comedian, so I just do music and then she does stand up, and then maybe we can do improv or clown in the middle. But otherwise I can't figure out how to do it either. It is tough.
Well, I think with comedy, I've thought about this too. With some, I think you could do like that circusy kind of, like the guy who tried to get you into the tent kind of guy. Remember that guy on? I know that's not particularly cabaret, but I think people connect that same kind of like yeller. That guy, like
the bark.
Come see this thing, you know?
Mhm.
That old voice.
Come
Here,
on.
son, for just 25 cents, you can see half naked women.
Punch the freak.
Are you guys doing an impression of my dad? Valerie, do you know of are there other comedians who have like serious music careers as well?
Oh, you know who does? Childish Gambino.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And he was a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh wow. How did I not get that?
Yeah, it's a kind of something to forget. I don't know. Childish
This is another-
Gambino is not like all over the news all the time.
Yeah.
This could be another like trivia show where Ralph asks trivia questions, but he doesn't know the answers to any of them.
Yeah, I would love to do that. That's a great idea for a game. That's such a good. It's like, because he's like the best example, because he's incredibly successful at both.
Right.
He's not like Eddie Murphy, where he has a music career that nobody wants him to have.
Yeah. My music friends don't understand me going into stand-up at all. They think I'm wasting my time.
You should tell them that
To fuck off is what I'm gonna tell them.
Yeah. But music like touches the soul, but laughter like touches like, I don't know, like the chest or the stomach or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's good for us.
And the soul too.
It definitely touches the soul.
Yeah.
I got to see some IRL comedy last night. It was great.
Oh,
Yeah, in Maryland. They're doing stuff in Maryland.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve Martin.
Oh, Steve Martin.
Oh, yeah.
And then I feel like there's one other person. Oh, Woody Allen, but we can't talk about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess there are not too many. They do seem like they come from different areas of the brain.
I don't know. I feel like it's very. It makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, a lot of stand-ups were or are musicians. Bill Burr, Andrew Dice Clay.
Bill Burr plays the drums, right?
Yeah, I think.
Bob
I think
Saget.
there's quite a few others. Bob Saget. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm jamming
Zach
at the Bob Bag
Galifianakis.
records.
Oh yeah, Zach Galifianakis. Yeah, he plays the piano in his thing. In his
Yeah, and his thing.
Yeah. You know, when I was a kid, there was I think a big range of time where I would get mad at songs trying to be funny.
Ah,
And I loved comedy and I loved laughing when I was a kid, you know, and I loved comedians. But like if a song was trying to be funny, I was like, just be a song. Like, why do you have to try to make me laugh? I don't know. It's weird.
And it's kind of
Are
a lazy
you-
joke, I think.
Maybe.
It's like-
I was always trying. I think I almost have like a bad sense of music because I was so attracted to the funny. So
but I did like the Fat Boys. Like their songs, all of their songs were like funny or just like fun.
They were fun.
I got into Paul Simon because Call Me Al had Chevy Chase on the video.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Chevy Chase also a gifted musician, I think.
I was gonna say no. He actually worked out, but
Yeah,
a lot of bad mistakes.
Oh yeah, Chevy Chase used to be in Steely Dan.
Really?
Yeah, like before it was
I've heard
Steely
that before.
Dan. Yeah, he played drums or something for them.
Ralph, Joe Belushi and Dan Aykroyd.
I was just about to say that. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing is, this, Valerie, I feel like I really relate to you of like having skill sets that. Do you feel they come from separate places? Your music and your comedy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Music was more about things that I couldn't say. So it was like a means of communicating some stuff. Like I said, when I wrote that stuff, I was still a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh,
I wasn't really free to speak my mind. So I made a bunch of music. And a lot of it was, you know, sort of directed towards somebody who I fell in love with and who helped me see that I was in a cult. So there's all that underlying stuff. But to me, yeah, they come from different places because comedy is just about fucking around, having a good time, I think.
Valerie, how many places do you have?
How many places?
Yeah.
Oh no.
One.
How many does everyone have, Jason? How many do you have?
I have several places.
Oh.
Like I have one in the Hamptons. I've got something down in Florida.
I want to ask Valerie, if you don't mind, sorry, because everybody just comes quicker. Valerie, do you mind? Because I grew up Jehovah's Witness as well, and I didn't know that. Yeah. And actually, if you, I don't know, Jay, that's how I know Jason. We grew up on Long Island, and we were in different congregations and stuff. So yeah. And then we reconnected years later, as both of us were able to get out of it, and then we reconnected. So how have you been out of the JW?
I left in 2013.
Congratulations for you.
Thank you. It's hard, isn't it? They don't make it easy on you. You have to leave a lot behind. But
yeah, and so was it something like? Did you always have some kind of you had that creativity inside you? Did you feel like it was a repression of you being inside, being in that cult, and being that like lack of individualism and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I did my best to be creative, but they want all praise to Jehovah, and it's not about you, and so like, yeah, I had to leave. But I think that's kind of what makes the Fairvoyeur thing so special, is that it managed to be even under all that. Like it managed to express itself.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good job.
That's crazy. You guys, you're a comedian, right?
I'm a comedian, yeah.
You should come to Haha Black Sheep, which is later today, actually at 5:30 p.m. Eastern.
And Thailand.
I started it just for me to try to get jokes out of the whole Jehovah's Witness experience, but now it's more like about other cult members and like ex-religious people, and it's pretty cool.
It's pretty dope. I like.
Yeah,
there's a lot of deranged, like funny jokes on there. So
there are, but it's almost like I can't access that part of me because I haven't needed it.
Yeah,
you don't need anything you learn in Jehovah's Witness school. Except for maybe the public.
Is this a Zoom? Is
Go ahead,
this a
Ralph.
Zoom thing?
Yeah.
Is this a Zoom thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay, I was
totally
gonna say because Lex is in Thailand.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's 5:30 in the morning for me. So I definitely wouldn't be funny, but maybe one day. I'll definitely try to time it so I'm not tired. And I can, for sure. That's it. It's one of those things. Every time, especially when I see more and more comics coming out, becoming stand-ups, and I love connecting with those people. Especially because when I started, like I went to UCB I was in class with Donald Glover when he was doing, when he was at a class at UCB. And I remember him doing some scene about Jehovah's Witnesses. And it was he just said some kind of term or whatever that made me be like, dude, you were Jehovah's Witness? And he's like, yeah. And then we got the bond over that. It's funny that, like, especially when you're out, I think you do get so happy for that. And it's also weird. I have met some asshole Jehovah's Witnesses, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, but for the most part, I've always met really nice ones. And then to meet them as comics, it's even better because that's like my new cult.
yeah, yeah. But it's comedy's the best cult because everybody's job is to tell the truth.
The real truth. That's what
The real truth, the funny truth. Like,
Yeah.
don't sugarcoat shit.
Exactly. I think that's one of the reasons why I got drawn to it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Valerie, I put the links to the album on Spotify and the event on the Facebook chat.
Oh,
I
okay.
just did that.
Thanks so much.
And Reverend Kelly is in the waiting room, so we should bring her on pretty soon. But
I'm so glad we got to meet you, and that was so dope too. I'm so glad you got on the show, and I'm really proud of you, sincerely, myself.
Thank you. I'm proud of you guys too. That's amazing.
Good job. All right.
Well, yeah.
I always love hanging out with Valerie.
Okay. Bye. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the record.
So, sir. It's cool. Good fun.
Yeah. Well, she did the 24-hour show before.
Yeah, she's hung out a lot, and she's done dope laughs.
You guys not been on at the same time before? That is wild.
Well, yeah, I think because Lex is.
I know, but I didn't know
the world. I think he missed the end of both of the last ones. I think. Yeah.
Got it.
Should I bring Reverend Kelly on?
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay.
I'm so interested.
Reverend Kelly is joining us from Canada.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
What about it? Oh,
Keep a quote while we're waiting for Reverend Kelly.
It's brains. We're eating brains.
Kalima!
Yeah.
Kalima!
Oh yeah. Hey, Reverend Kelly.
Hi, friend.
Thanks for being on the show. You're up in Canada, is that right?
We're in Canada, yep.
What province and city and everything?
Orono, Ontario.
Oh, I love Ontario.
Porno?
Orono. It's like porno without the P.
There you go.
Wow.
But like lesbian porn.
Yeah. Lesbian porno is Orno.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or Lorno. We can put an L on it, maybe.
Or Morno. Morno, porno, warno. You can make a rhyme.
Yeah.
It sounds like a rice dish.
A rice dish?
Orno. What am I thinking of? Orzo.
Orzo is food porn.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
Good
to meet you,
Reverend
Tell
Kelly.
us about,
Yeah.
Oh, tell us about the Green Lounge. Because we were trying to we were discussing, and we all thought it was just a podcast, and then someone said that it's an actual place to go.
Yeah, I'm in it right now. I'm in the lounge right now.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's a cannabis lounge. It's one of the only cannabis lounges left in Ontario after so many have closed this past year. If we're not the only one, we're one of the only ones left here. But yeah, we're in a real cannabis lounge where lots of things happen here. We have a school, we have a church, we have events that we do like live music and live comedy. It's an actual thing. Yeah.
Oh wow, this is awesome. I want to go to the Green Lounge.
Come, you will love it here. It's really fun.
Reverend Kelly, would you ever host a show where it's just like a half hour or an hour of people pretending to be cats? That's it. That's
Yes.
the
would be pretending to be cats. It would have to be multiple people, and it would have to be. Could they have costumes on at the time?
Sure.
No.
And
Oh, okay.
definitely,
Yes.
definitely. But I wouldn't want any words. They could only have meow
Yeah.
Yeah.
the whole time.
Even Lion-O?
What's
Is
that?
that what you- Lion-O, he's a thundercat.
What if one cat could talk in this show?
If one cat could talk, like the Thundercats, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
And he would be the boss of all of them, or like Garfield or Heathcliff. I think they could talk, but then their people couldn't. Like their little minion cats couldn't talk.
Yeah, that's fair.
What if one cat could walk upright, work a job, come and go as he pleases, use a smartphone, but doesn't talk?
Is he respectful to me?
Mostly, but he has a lot to learn.
Okay. And does this particular feline smoke doobies?
Yes.
Then
Yeah.
we're from.
Ooh.
Okay, good.
And we're communally hanging out.
That's awesome. Okay, I don't want to do that, but maybe somebody else might.
Right. We're always about putting ideas out there.
I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Out
How?
of all the animals that I know, if you could give them the choice to smoke weed, I think cats would be the first ones to jump on board.
I don't know.
I think
Cats
they would,
or dogs?
I think cats would do it first.
yeah. You know who else would? Sloths.
I was
Sloths.
just about to say that, Reverend Kelly. We are meant to be friends. Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a wavelength there.
You know what? The sloths would hang out in their hammocks
Mm-hmm.
and then they would pass their doobies back and forth. So I think maybe sloths would be better for half an hour as opposed to cats. Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you talk to me? Thank you.
I was gonna say,
I feel like
sloths have those hands that have those fingers that are like perfect for holding joints too.
yeah.
They're like, "What?"
I've been a wolf guy for a long time. That my favorite animal was a wolf, but I might be going team sloth. I might be trading over to sloth, man. I'm more and more in love with the sloth all the time.
Mm.
They're a little bit lazy, but they can't help it. It's just their nature.
Yeah.
What-
Um,
Reverend Kelly, what's your spirit animal?
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe, probably a phoenix.
A phoenix.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Are you a
All right.
Scorpio?
I am Scorpio.
Damn,
Woo!
bro. You good.
Scorpio Sagittarius. I'm right on the cusp. I'm like half and half.
Okay, I'm also a Scorpio.
We match. We match.
Yes.
That's why you two think alike.
Fiery humans.
I've got a question for everyone here. Have you ever met somebody who did not like their astrological sign? Have you ever met somebody who was just like, I'm a Capricorn?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a good question.
I used to, as a kid, I used to hate being a Virgo because there's always it's Virgo the Virgin.
Sorry,
Sorry, Jen.
that makes sense.
Sorry, I used to say that, Jen.
I
Hey,
do.
is it nighttime where you are, Lex Morales?
Yeah. I'm
So-
in Bangkok.
You're in Bangkok right now? Oh my goodness, that's in a faraway land. Is it really busy there? Do you have the apocalypse
Right.
And it was rough. We had shutdowns, we had quarantine, but it was handled a lot better. So both of those were shortened a lot longer for us.
Amazing. So
But
it's
for
gone.
me, I'm a comic, so it hit me a little bit harder because there's still like most of the shows and the clubs closed down. And so they're just starting to reopen again. We had opened up for a couple months in like November, December, and then it shut down again. So now they're just starting to open up again, but also like once a week or once every, one club's every 2 weeks and once a week. So I'm going a little crazy, but I'm also very lucky and happy to be here.
Cool.
I'm a little embarrassed that you guys might have heard me breathe really hard as I bent over to tie my shoe.
I didn't notice, but that was nice of you to be honest about that.
It's rough. Do you ever?
Yeah,
Are you there where you have to breathe out to get to just reach them in the first place? I was so fat once. I had to I breathe out, I can tie my shoe, and then get back up. Oh, that's when I started dieting.
I don't think we should
I
be
think
shaming
one of the-
anyone for breathing.
Yes, absolutely. I think one of the most, I'm gonna say, formative or revelatory moments of my life was realizing that I didn't have to hold my breath while tying my shoes.
Self-care.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Are you into any meditation or yoga or anything like that, Reverend Kelly? Are you what's your mindfulness
it's
like?
interesting. So, as you know, I'm a minister, and the church, my spiritual designation is cannabis. So that's sort of like my religion, I guess. But part of the elements of the church involve the metaphysics, which is what you're just suggesting there, meditation. And part of the church actually is the Rastafarian living principles. So we combine them both.
Ja Rastafari.
And we really believe that. But when it comes to meditation, I'm actually, I professionally meditate. I lead a lot of professional meditations when I do my sermons for the church as well. And I'm a Reiki master, so I heal with my hands and I read tarot cards. Yeah, we do it all.
So I've been practicing meditation, but you've gone pro. How can I monetize this?
Can you monetize the meditation? You can take some courses in it and get some different degrees in leading meditations. And then there's a lot of people that need that online right now. So you might be very helpful to them if that's something you're looking to do.
You need to be certified.
You can be certified, yeah.
You need to be certified to lead a meditation. All right, fair enough. I'll get me some papers.
Reverend Kelly, I just put the link to your Facebook group in our Facebook chat.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
What kind of online stuff do you do? I guess meditation things and.
Well, I mean, that's part of what we offer. We actually are really virtual. We're very busy with our groups online. Our social media is a very busy, interactive, populated place. We have a channel, KGL TV, which is our cannabis channel, our cannabis TV channel, where we have a lot of live programming, recorded programming, and consistent cannabis shows that happen throughout that. And we're building that platform actually this year. Our cannabis weddings will start, and that will also be virtual as well as in person. Yeah, lots of good stuff happening.
Wait, cannabis weddings?
Yeah. I'm an ordained minister, so I can.
No, but so people are gonna do their weddings live?
Yeah, if they so choose to do that. Some will choose private, some will choose on KGL TV. That'll be part of what we do as well.
Awesome.
Do you have any on brand, like when you marry the person, like instead of like you can kiss the bride, at that point do you have any kind of reference to weed while you do that, when you do that?
Yeah. So we are consuming cannabis. No, you don't have to. Like if one participant doesn't want to, but if you want to, you can consume it. I believe that cannabis, when you consume it, it really shows you to yourself. It really is who you are. So in that sense, these participants are actually really who they are, and they're true people and their true real self while they're connecting to be married. Their energy is connecting. And as I said, I'm a Reiki master, so I can transfer energy from one person to the next person, and cannabis helps that sort of like that.
I have a question.
Lex. Oh, go ahead.
Reverend Kelly, do you have any beanbag chairs in the lounge?
I don't really like those. I'm not a big fan of beanbag chairs or plastic furniture.
We should get one, or like, I don't know. There's updated versions.
Yeah, I feel like that's like more like Eric Foreman's basement.
I'm gonna ask,
Eric
because
Foreman.
I'm a hippie at heart, but a comic and a cynic that I struggle with. So, as a reishi practitioner, can you? I have skepticism towards that. If I take, but I'm willing to go to a massage, like go get somebody to hover the hands over me and be open to that. What can you give me help me some thoughts so that I can get rid of my skepticism, and two, at least give me some like maybe practical things that I can make sure that, well, at least this person knows what they're doing instead of like just hovering
as a
their hands.
Reiki practitioner or as a massage therapist?
As I don't know what I'm asking because I've never done it because I'm a skeptic.
Okay, so we humans, everything is made up of energy. So you are made up of energy. I'm made up of energy. We all are. We have what's called chakras, and they're colorful energy points throughout our body, and they go from our crown to our root. Yeah, and even if you don't believe it, even if you are skeptical about it, it's happening to you. So if you find a Reiki practitioner and they're putting their hands on you, they're healing you anyway. They're moving your energy. They're fixing your energy blocks, whether or not you believe it or not. When I have people come on my table, my Reiki table, a lot of them are very skeptical, especially ones that come for the first time. By the time they leave, they are not. I'm a vessel. So if you can think of it like that, the universe uses vessels, whether it's a tarot card or a Reiki practitioner, to connect energy throughout the universe and for the human spirit. And I'm just a vessel for that. I'm just a vessel for energy connection. So you can think of it like that. It's true. I was very skeptical about it myself until I actually felt the attunement and I can actually feel people's energy. I can put my hands on someone and I can tell if they have carpal tunnel syndrome or a bad back, or if their brain is all working really funny and fast at the same time. I can feel all of those things. So it's not fake. I can see why you'd be skeptical, but it's not fake. It's real.
It's real, Lex, because I can tell when people need a joint. I'm like, yo, dude, you need a joint.
Need a joint.
No, well, this is what I'm also as a comic. I recognize energy. I see and been acting and on stage, and I believe when you're in the moment, there is an energy that happens. I'm just, again, it's just, my own thought of, like I said, going into a place that there might be somebody who's really good at it, and there might be a shuckster or a huckster who just go, and then because that is a part of me that kind of wants to do. The shitty part of me wants to, be like, oh, that's a real good business. Ooh.
You'll know too. We have our own intuition. If you're with someone and they're fake, you'll know. If you hear that little voice in your head, or you have that feeling in your belly that this person is not real, this person is fake, they probably are. You will know. We know our own intuition.
Reverend Kelly, I got a hard-hitting question for you. Carol Baskin, guilty or innocent?
I'm sorry?
Carol Baskin.
I don't know who that is.
No, well, it's just
Tiger King, right?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, maybe it's not as big in Canada. In America, it's a raging debate.
It was a documentary.
A documentary?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's about some guys who ran. They had illegal tiger zoos in America, and they had wars about them.
Really? Was that in Florida?
Yes.
Florida. A bunch of different places.
Then it's Florida, right?
It was in Florida and beyond. When people tell you that Florida is the worst part of America, the worst part of America is everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some cool parts in Florida.
I love that I live in Canada. Let's just say that.
Yeah. We love Canada too.
Yeah. Reverend Kelly, thanks so much for coming on, and we would love to visit when we can. Definitely.
I would love that very much. I would love that very much. Come, it'll be a wonderful time to have you here. And I'll send you blessings from Goddess and blessings from Cannabis today. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, that's cool. I am gonna do some reishi. I am gonna open my brain up to try to do that.
I believe in all that chi and all that stuff in your body. That it's real. Okay, so check this out. So I used to work with a 3-time Mr. Olympia.
Does this story involve Joe Rogan?
Turkish. He was really strong. So I made him to prove to him that there's chi in your body, and your body works on energy, and you can disrupt energy and everything in your body. I made him hold out his arm, and I like pressed it down like this, and I couldn't move it because he's that strong. He was 3-time Mr. Olympia. I took a plastic bag and wrapped it around his wrist, and I did the same thing, and I was able to push his arm like right down, and he's like, "How are you doing that? How are you doing that?" And he like got all mad at me. I'm like, it's because like synthetic like plastic and stuff like disrupts like the chi in your body, and that's how I'm able to do it. So that's how one of the tricks I use.
Before I have to say it smells like bullshit. That's my job.
Is,
There's
is,
something going on there.
Do it.
is JQ a monk?
Do you have a? Yes, I am.
Whoa.
I'm the cannabis monk.
Where did you hear of this trick that you could do?
Do it right now. Have your girlfriend do it to you right now. I know she's off camera, sitting on the bench somewhere.
I'm not gonna make her do it to me on camera.
Go get a plastic bag and try it.
Yeah, do it. Come on. Prove me wrong.
Just
You call bullshit. You call bullshit.
Yeah.
Jason, I want you to change your name to Cannabis Monk with a Q.
Is that there's probably a reason to it, not that there's chi in your forearm.
Why?
That's your body's energy going through there. You're disrupting all those electrical signals that are going and holding up that arm. You're disrupting it with that synthetic plastic around your arm.
How much weight do I need?
Nothing. Have your girlfriend go like this to your hand. Hold your hand out straight, and don't let her push it down.
She's sleeping. I'm not. Yeah, she's
Wake
sleeping.
her up. Wake her up.
All right. Here, let's bring in Les Moore, and then if Lex's girlfriend wakes up by the time we're still on, we'll try it. This experiment.
All right. I thought it was something I could do myself.
And Les Moore knows friends of ours. He's a childhood friends of ours.
One time, I got a guy to squeeze my finger, and he squeezed it really, really hard, and he pulled out his finger slow, and then I blew there, and massaged it, and massaged it, and massaged it, and then he opened it really slow, and it felt really good.
What's up, Les?
What's up,
Hey,
Les?
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
you doing? Yeah.
How are you? Good morning.
It's earlier by you, right? You woke up early for this, is that right?
Yeah. I usually work as late as I can, and I wouldn't miss this for the world, you guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, good.
Oh, that's awesome.
And when I say that when I point out that you had to wake up for this, I'll also acknowledge that everybody has to wake up for everything. So it's like
I mean, we try not to, but it's inevitable, I suppose. But this morning, I got my chakras aligned. You know, I smoked some reichi and little. You know, we're here. We're here. We're getting it done.
yeah.
Let's talk about
Reiki
your
or Reichi?
work. You're an amazing artist, and you choose glass as your medium, man. Some of your stuff is so detailed and so out of there. It's really cool, man. I love it. Those bangers are awesome.
Hey, I appreciate that very much. Yeah. I didn't know how I was going to be able to, what art was going to, there's so many different genres, and I just knew that I was an artist my whole life. And when I was growing up, I was doing a lot of graffiti in Queens, and I didn't see that as a path to where I wanted to go. I always ended up in jail or doing community service or something like that. And the life of graffiti ends up, there's a lot of byproducts of that, So I wasn't sure. Graphic design seemed like a path for a while, but I just didn't like that it wasn't so hands-on. So eventually ending up in California and being exposed to some glass blowers, it's just mesmerizing. And I knew that if there was any potential for me to be able to do this, I was going to give it my all. And that's what I ended up doing.
Yeah. In starting out as a glass blower, it's like not really something that you can try on your own, right? You have to be sort of like shown by somebody, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, I did not try to do it on my own, but these days with the internet and all the videos on YouTube and things like that, you could very easily get a small torch and a little ventilation, and I mean, you could get the basics going and learn enough to get started.
Yeah.
It's almost like a language. The glass is going to teach you a lot, but there's definitely a lot you're going to want to learn from somebody else.
Yeah.
I
Is
actually
it
got
dangerous at all?
I got the blow glass, and I went to one of my girlfriends got me that for a birthday present. I went to Brooklyn I think Brooklyn College or whatever, and I got to make my own little highball. It was awesome. Not that I have any knowledge as to what the hell you're doing. Your stuff is ridiculous, But I just was saying it's. Oh, I just wanted to say that before. It was like OCD. I had to get it out. And in fact, I think it's beautiful. I think it's awesome.
Is
Yeah,
it
there's
dangerous
different.
at all?
Yeah, you're dealing with a flame that can get up to 6,000 degrees. It's within a couple feet of your face. I
Whoa.
often get torch tan in my face when I'm working with a big flame. You're dealing with glass, which breaks. So you can get burned, you can get cut. There's a lot of respect involved, a lot of patience involved, and it's definitely a big learning curve and a major process to not getting hurt and taking precautions for sure.
Do
I have
you,
a-
do you
I
work
have
in a do you work with a team, or do you is everything you do solo?
All my work is solo. I used to own a shop in Oakland, California, and we used to have several benches in there, and I used to have a bunch of guys working there. But now I work out of my garage. I'm a full-time, I'm a dad and a full-time artist, so I'm just always in there whenever I can.
I've got a question about this. Like relates to all of art and then glass blowing, because a lot of artists will have like unfinished projects laying around. Do you have any unfinished projects? Because since it's glass, it's maybe just sort of like, why let this sit? Like it has to be finished, you know?
Well, there's a lot of reasons why it wouldn't be finished with glass. One, it can break along the process, or it's an experiment because you want to do a little trial and error. I haven't done this before. Let me knock one out as a little trial and just clear before I go wasting the expensive color. And then, sometimes it just doesn't meet your standards.
Yeah.
We as we get better, we have higher standards for ourselves and our work, and we don't want to put out what we would call a second in the glass world.
I think you just alluded to it, but I was kind of wanting to ask, is there like some kind of technique or thing that you've tried to like, you were kind of saying that something that you'll test out on that you've never done, right, before? Is that like just skateboarding, you just keep practicing and practicing until you get it right? Is there ones that you've tried where you just like, that's just impossible, or I just don't have that technique?
Well, it takes an incredibly long time, and like they say, a phrase in our field is hours equal powers. You got to put in a lot of hours to get the powers. Just spinning the glass evenly with both hands is a task, and it takes a lot of time to get good at just spinning the glass, and then learning the rules of the glass so you don't break the glass. So every technique lends itself to the next technique. And what you're trying to learn could be different than what the next man's trying to learn. So, but as you get better at one thing, you might be more inclined to be better at the next thing. So it's all a matter of putting more time in, and you'll develop the skills across the board. But I'm 8 years in, and I feel like I'm just getting started.
Wow.
Hours equal powers, man. I'm gonna carry that one with me.
Yeah. I have maybe this question is a little out there, but before you came on, we were talking about energies and energies in the body, and you referenced it too when you came on.
Yeah.
Have you noticed a difference if you're blowing glass and you're in a bad, angry mood? Do you notice the result is different from when you're doing it while you're in the zone and you're like,
Of course, definitely. Yeah, you want to be in a good place. At least you want to have a clear mind. You don't want to be in there thinking about the argument you just had on the road, some road rage or something like that. You want to have a clear mind because it's dangerous. And being in a positive mood is highly beneficial. So you want to get that good music on. You want to get some good energy going and feel positive about what you're going through. Because if it does go south and it does break, something goes wrong, you need fast recovery time. You don't want to sit there, oh man, I just put a day into this and now it's broken. You want to be able to take a breather, have a glass of water, take a puff, do whatever you need to do and get right back to it. Because it's all about getting past the frustration. Frustration is just a sign that you're learning, and you're always going to be learning. There's a reason why this broke. I did something.
Yeah.
It's definitely my fault. What did I do? How can I do it better?
I'm writing down all these quotes, man. Hours equal powers. Frustration is just a sign that you're learning.
Yeah, and you learn a lot from something like glass. Anything, I mean, I think anything you dedicate yourself to is very important. I think we should all, you know, whether it's a guitar or any form of art, really, it's important because you're going to learn a lot about yourself. It's really a conversation with yourself if you allow it to be. If you're just doodling mindlessly, that's another thing. But if you're actively trying to get better at something, you're going to learn a lot of patience. You're going to learn a lot of persistence, and you're going to ultimately be rewarded by, you know, ending up on the Stoner Morning Show. I mean, thank you guys.
Yeah. Yo, you can tell like your pieces are very graffiti inspired. So I mean, you can tell you're a graffiti artist.
Oh wow, that's intense.
That's smokable, right? You can smoke that.
Yeah, they're for dabs, right?
Yeah.
You guys are familiar with dabs. It took a long time for them to get to the East Coast, but everybody knows by now. I used to have to do a lot of explaining on that note.
Yeah.
But we put a nail in here, and this is the mouthpiece. I got a 2-hole perk right in his taint area there, you know, just to tickle him while you're smoking. And he's a graffiti-based character for my upcoming show called Net Bangers. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Fools Gone Wild, but that's a pretty good Instagram account. It's a lot of fun, and they refer to people as net bangers, those gangsters behind the keyboard.
Yeah.
Talk a bunch of shit. And you know, I just thought it was ironic, or I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but
Yeah.
the pieces we make, they call them, you know, it's a banger, and the show's going to be in person, but it's also going to be an online show because of the world we live in now. And it's going to be a internet, and then these are some bangers for the internet.
Yeah.
And also the keyboard gangster. So the timing worked out. And these are my fools, you know.
For anybody watching at home, dabs are just a little tiny bit of something. For anybody watching,
I've been smoking a whole lot of this all day.
like Lex,
No dab will do you.
yeah, like Lex, if you were putting on lotion and you just wanted a little bit, you would put a dab of it on you.
And a dab of lotion.
Yeah,
Sean, thank you for explaining that.
Or like a dab of special sauce. Hey, Lex, tell everyone your Big Mac story.
I'm in Thailand, and I can't read Thai, and they were asking me because sometimes I just pick something blindly. They asked me what was the question? It was like what was the biggest surprise order? You know, so It was ordering American food. I guess I'm not a McDonald's fan, but I was craving like a taste of home or something. I ordered a Big Mac, and they had all these little check marks in Thai, so I checked every one of them off, thinking that I'm gonna get like all the things on it, because it was like not taking it off. I put it on, but they just gave me a Big Mac where it was just the meat and the buns. It was bun, meat, bun, meat, bun, and that was it.
He took everything off of the Big Mac
Everything off.
by accident.
Big Mac price, and it's also over. You know how like good Thai food over there is super expensive, right? So here, American food. I mean, I probably paid like the equivalent of like $9.
Oh yeah. You had to pay American prices for McDonald's in Thailand.
I do the math. Crazy.
And something that's striking me, Les, is that you have all these aphorisms or these sayings that are helpful to you, and somebody could look at them as like maybe platitudes or cliches, but you're using them to help focus you or help you to learn when you're dealing with something that's very dangerous. It's very
I wouldn't, you know, cliches become cliches for a reason, I suppose. And a lot of the things that become sayings, there's some good, valuable, it's like a little jewel, you know, and they do get a little bit tiresome or whatever, but you stick to the golden rules of your safety and your idea of why you're doing what you're doing. And you know that you're passionate about whatever it is that you're doing. So anything to help you stay on course, because frustration and all the things that can come about while you're working in this dangerous environment, you know, the danger is very far in the background of my mind at this time. I'm very passion driven, and I know what I'm doing in there. So even that, I do get little burns, you know, little things happen where it's, oh fuck, I messed up. I don't know if you guys are cursing on here or not, but
does that come from lack of patience, or like you just want to move quicker because you're just so in the flow?
Well,
the little bird.
Glass takes time to heat up. I think we're all patient to a degree, right? Till we're not. And especially with glass, how long it takes to make something, you have to find more patience. And then from there, it breaks. And now you have to find patience for yourself to deal with your own bad attitude. And you don't want to throw a temper tantrum, as I've seen some people do, and if you bring the shop down, if there's other people working, you don't want to be cursing at your bench and disrupting everybody else. You're paying money for glass. You're paying money for gas. You're paying money for studio time. All of these things play a role. You feel like you're just wasting money. You wasted time, all of that stuff. It can be something that really tries your patience in a lot of different ways. So patience is one of the biggest things I've learned from glass is, you might want to make the most extravagant thing, but it's going to take you years to get there. There's some very sophisticated pieces I'd love to make that are just not within my reach at this moment. So I'm doing the best I can with what I can do at this time.
What are you listening to when you get in the zone?
I mix it up. I spend so many hours out there that, you could listen to all the music in the world. You could listen to all the podcasts in the world. I mean, Joe Rogan is good for 4 hours. Anything that's 4 hours long goes by. I call it time traveling.
Sure.
4 hours flies by. Next thing you know, you haven't eaten, you haven't taken a sip of water. You've just been working, sweating. And
That's what it's like when I'm making love.
The time. Yeah, those 4 hour sessions. I know. I've heard about you, man.
Oh, wait, Ralph, that was you? I've been hearing about I've been hearing about this guy.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's incredible. That's like, I love any art form that's that intense. It's striking me lately how I love art talk. I love a good shop talk about art and making art. But it's striking me lately, and this is adding to it, how in the end of all these conversations, we really just end up talking about philosophy and how to live life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we only have a limited time here, so anything that's going to help you learn yourself and be rewarding that you can give to your fellow man, you're doing society and yourself a benefit. That's a win-win, right?
Yeah. Mm. Hey guys, we just upped the professional level of Stoner Morning Show, because check this out. Anya, Ralph's girlfriend, texted me a photo of him, and so look at this. We can do. Hold on. Look at it's two angles of Ralph.
Like the security cam.
Yeah. This show has two different angles now.
It's so much less glamorous than that I'm looking at right now. Right here, I look very cool. What's up? But up there, I just look like a damn park bench hobo. God bless all the park bench hobos out there.
It looks like you're a grandfather reading the obituaries online.
Damn it.
Oh man.
Probably get any chickens in that picture? Any chickens in there?
There are. Well, she sent it long, and so I had to crop it. So if in the long version, there is chickens.
Oh crap. I didn't manage to get any. I am surrounded by chickens. I swear it.
Well, I can share my screen and show everyone the original photo.
Cool.
Ooh.
There it is. See, there's a chicken.
Chickens.
Hey, Les, do you ever go live and blow glass and just show people how you work and do any stuff like that?
Very, very rarely. Usually spontaneous, late night. If I do, just to give somebody a sneak peek into something. But for the most part, I like to keep my mind on what I'm doing. And I find that that's just a little bit less bandwidth for what I'm focused on. Yeah. So I got to share my attention.
How about How about have you ever thought of going live and just talking about art and creation and like what it can teach you and that kind of stuff?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Have thoughts
I
on it?
enjoy talking with you guys. I enjoy doing interviews and giving these looks into but I still think of glass as mainstream as it's becoming. I still think of it as like a cool little club I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like the I don't know, the exclusiveness, you know, and I try to preserve that as much as I can because of
Wow.
the the world isn't always, you know, the masses are kind of dumb, but people are smart. As
Mm-hmm.
individuals, we're smart, but when you get a group of people and you get that group thing going on, it just you lose the respect for it. You know, people don't. This is supremely difficult stuff. I love it, and I
Yeah.
don't need to be bombarded with everybody's opinion. You know, and the idea of less is more, for me has so many meanings, and you know, I like this little cult I'm in. You know, I like this exclusive group. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I try to
man.
preserve that.
It might be a
It's-
cliche question, but what's a piece like? How many hours in one piece? What's your longest piece to put together?
Shortest, average, and longest.
Well,
Good question.
if I work an 8 to 10 hour day, and I'm working on one of these Warrior pieces, like this guy here, generally takes me 3 days to get to this point. So
Whoa.
3 days, and I'll be done with this guy.
Amazing.
Then usually I will do cold work, which is anything off the torch. And the cold work that I do is sandblasting. So I'll take about 4 or 5 hours of a day to I use vinyl stickers, and I'll put graphics that I create because I was a graphic designer. I went to college for that. And I create these graphics, and some of them will have bandanas on, and I've created these paisleys, and I'll put paisleys on the bandanas, and then I bring it into my sandblaster and I sandblast it, which gives it a matte finish instead of this glossy glass look. And then all the parts where the stickers were will remain glossy and nice. And the longer you sandblast, the more depth you create. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of different feels. The glass is like has a rougher matte finish instead of this soft, smooth glass. But yeah, so you know, 4 days is generally where I'm at. I have friends. My mentor, he's spent you know, up to, you know, 2 weeks or a month on a piece, you know, and they sell for accordingly, you know. Glass
Yep.
gets quite expensive.
Hey, Les, I'm going to do an impression of somebody, and I want you to tell me who I'm doing an impression of. And this is for nobody else but Les. Okay, ready?
Okay. All right. All right.
All right, here it is. It's a computer I'm holding, by the way.
Okay, I'm like, it's disappearing into the background.
Oh, yeah. Do you know who I'm doing an impression of? It's Ralph.
Oh,
Really?
all right.
That's right. That was a tough one.
Yeah. It could have been me. I'm literally sitting here with my computer
That's
in my
true.
lap in my hands. It could have been. I was like, is this guy making fun of me? I mean,
Never.
Could have been any of us, really.
Really,
yeah.
truly.
When's your next show, Lex? Les?
So I have my first solo show ever on April 1st, and it's the Net Bangers show that I referred to. It's going to be in Colorado, and it'll also be online at Third Coast Teddies on Instagram. And I'm really excited about that. I've been working really hard. I gave you guys a sneak peek at one of the pieces for the show.
Oh, nice.
It's not quite finished yet. It will get, you know, sandblasted and all that, but
That's
I'm
April
working
4th.
hard.
Is that
Yeah.
is that a coincidence or is that on purpose?
No, because of the Fools.
Fools.
It's a happy coincidence that we're like, oh well, it's the timing works out that I should do it then because Net Bangers is from Fools Gone Wild.
Yeah.
So the idea of Fool's Day worked out great. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a special day. That's me and Anya's anniversary as well.
Nice. Well,
Oh,
I mean, make it extra special and come hang out with me for a little bit. 4:20 Mountain Time.
Yeah.
You know, and check out what I got going on. And I wish you guys a happy anniversary.
Les, our friends Samantha and Josh wanted us to say hi because we know that you know them.
Yes, yes. I grew up with them.
Duo?
So you all grew up together. This is awesome.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
like a New York tale.
Yeah, I grew up in Queens, and yeah, while I was trying to find myself, many days sitting in the park, smoking blunts and drinking 40s, you know, and all that riffraff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you ever play Edward 40 hands and duct tape 40 bottles to your hand?
Is that Tom Green or something? I've seen that. I don't remember. I saw that, but I've seen that.
Somebody, yeah, but we did it ourselves. Like,
I think the guy who invented that was Finger Joey or whoever.
Johnny Finger.
Johnny Finger, yeah.
Johnny Finger would never do that. His hands to be free to just give you the finger.
Les, where you grew up, was there like a guy who was in the neighborhood who had a nickname who was like the neighborhood creep?
Oh man, I'm sure of it, man. I mean, there were just so many that not one would really stand out to me. We had every kind of character. And I grew up in a lot of different neighborhoods. I was one of those kids that moved a lot. So, you know, I grew up everywhere, Forest Hills, Glendale, you know, Ridgewood, Middle Village. We moved a lot. And you really get used to all the different kinds of people. You know, just riding the subway in New York, you'll see more different kinds of people than all the rest of the world. I mean, once you leave New York, you realize exactly how diverse New York is. You look at my grade school picture, and it's like a United Nations meeting. You know, it's like we have everything there, you know? So it's just, you're going to see every kind of person there is.
Right.
Yes, it's funny. When I was a kid, I lived a lot, even though I always lived in the same house.
All right.
Ralph, quit moving.
Well, I gotta also assume that cannabis is like weirdly promoted glass blowing. Like it's probably expanded its audience a lot bigger because of this.
Yeah, good point.
And
yeah. Well, I don't know if I should talk about this too much, but a lot of our support comes through people who make their money in shady ways.
Oh.
And you know, that's how a lot of people in the world clean their money through art.
Yeah.
You know, you buy some art and you can clean your money. So you get a lot of support from people around harvest time. You get a lot of support from people who are selling dabs, you know, oil and things like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's directly related to the boom of cannabis in the world has definitely exposed us a lot more.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that way. I was just thinking in the fact that more people are buying bongs.
Yeah.
You know? And
yeah,
so,
that's for sure. But they're usually they're thinking $300 is expensive, you know, for a piece. But in the heady, as they call it, in the heady glass world, that barely gets you in the door. I mean, you might get a spoon pipe for $300, right? It's quite expensive, and it's usually out of most people's reach.
Guys, I know I come up with a lot of ideas, but we should do a website and just call it cleanyourmoneyart.com.
Ooh.
Sell art?
Sell just like bend a spoon, and dip it in paint and then sell that. But it's, you know, let's call it what it is, clean your money art.
You'd be surprised. I mean, was that guy taped a banana to a wall and, you know, I think that sold for $100,000 or something.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just write this idea down. I also wrote down Team Sloth because I think that would be fun to put on the back of T-shirts for Stoner One.
Yeah, writing things down is key, man. Definitely write. You know, just any ideas you have, and that way later you could realize either how ridiculous or smart you are. You know, it's a great idea.
You guys ever go through your notes app on your phone and I'd probably make a new note 4 or 5 times a day, every day. I'm always doing the notes app and I never go back.
I'm too impatient to open my notes app, so I text myself.
Oh, okay.
My notes app is filled with the shopping list, several shopping lists of food, vegetables, things I need to get from the supermarket. It's never anything really useful, but I do have tons of paper that I'm destroying, writing things down constantly.
I've been transferring, me and Sean have talked about this before, but I've been slowly transferring my handwritten notebook to the digital. So I've been rewriting my old notes, and it really is a litany of nonsense. Just the nonsense.
Like I said, you'll always have that afterthought. You either realize, well, I got to write better, or that was great that I wrote it down.
Yeah.
You just got to write, and then you never know. Like there are times that I see jokes that those were the thoughts that were planted in my subconscious that got to another joke later on, But so they do form jokes, but you just have to write, just like breaking glass, right? Or
planting a seed. You plant that seed, and then you water it later, and you train it to be what you need it to be.
And not everyone is going to work. It just doesn't. That's just all it happens. But they're all thoughts. They're all thoughts.
Yeah.
So you just keep going.
That's
and
right.
Then,
that's right. Get in the habit of writing, and hopefully it gets better. Right. The more hours, the more powers.
Yeah.
More hours, more powers.
Thoughts are energy, and thoughts are real, and so energy is real.
Right.
That's what I say.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Just align those chakras and start writing.
Boom.
I say Carol Baskins is a murderer.
Hey, let's talk about it because it seems like Ralph is really on it today. Did you just rewatch Tiger King?
No, I'm going to be really honest. Reverend Kelly just reminded me a little bit of Carol Baskins. So I wanted to hear what her position was. But she's a more sophisticated person. She hasn't seen that show. People call the show trashy. I think it's a very cool show, especially if a lot of those stories are real.
Yeah.
I love that.
And also, if that is like sort of, if you were able to assign everything in America like a digit and then add it together and get an average, it probably would be the people in Tiger King.
Yeah.
Like people talk about how people talk about how Florida is trashy, but it's like Florida is everywhere. Like that is, it's not confined to a fake border. It's just hotter down there, and it makes people weirder, I guess.
I spent a month in Florida, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Well, I lived in Florida for about 9 years, and
me too.
I'll tell you, there's about 4 different states within Florida.
Oh yeah.
Because of from Miami to Orlando to Jacksonville to Tampa. I mean, they're just very, very different places.
I think if Valerie,
not to mention Key West.
yeah. I think if Valerie were here, she would say that South Dakota is a lot like Florida. No disrespect to South Dakota, but you know what I mean?
What about Flo Rida?
Yeah. Yeah.
2 albums to realize he just put a space in between the word Florida.
I don't know. You never see a South Dakota man like article on the internet.
Well, because there's less people there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just missing the reference. South Dakota has no water around it. I don't know it to be a very hot place. I'm really missing the whys. I missed that.
I think it's an isolated place, and those isolation creates sort of wackiness, hygiene.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think what makes Florida so strange is the mix between young people and extremely old people. And all the drugs that are involved in both parties, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you've got a lot of young people taking pills from their grandma there. They're both sharing an experience on their own.
Yeah.
It's a college. Every place has a big college,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just not the most diverse.
And alligators. And then you throw alligators
Everybody
in?
hides their drugs in the alligators, and it makes them crazy.
And then you go to Miami, and it can be part third world country and part like, I don't know, it's one of the richest drug dens.
I lived in Miami
cocaine,
for 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's built on cocaine, and then you go a few blocks over, and it's just extreme ghetto.
But the Cuban sandwiches, though.
Well, that makes it all worth it for sure. Yeah. But, yeah.
The
Food
belly
always
of
makes
nachos?
everything better.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's built on cocaine and Cuban sandwiches.
Jason, top 5 sandwiches.
Ooh, top 5.
Top 5 sandwiches, Jason. Go.
Melinocha.
You're starting at 5?
A French dip. French dip.
Well choice.
Hoagie.
And by the way, we didn't rehearse this. This is all live.
The a corned beef sandwich. Something with corned beef on it.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, and then a roast beef sandwich is at the bottom of the list. Boom.
Wow, good. Man, you stepped it up. I'll be honest, if somebody asked me top 5 sandwiches, I would be kind of scared to try to go through it.
I ate the best sandwich of my life last week, but I don't know what the other ones would be behind it.
What was
Like 2 days ago, not even last week.
Oh, that's right.
A po' boy, right?
A shrimp
po'
po' boy, holy.
Oh
fuck.
man, that my experience in New Orleans could be summed up with a shrimp po' boy, man. I mean, I absolutely fell in love with that sandwich down there.
Yeah.
I love this city, man. The whole city's a shrimp po' boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's an unlikely match of amazingness.
If you could distill all of New Orleans into one moment, it would be dancing with a sandwich.
Right. I mean, if you're not dancing when you're eating good food, is it really good food?
No,
Good food
man.
makes you dance, right?
There's good music playing, and it's just you're dancing with a sandwich. Like a full.
That's got to be the clip for this week. That is so funny.
That's how I know I cooked well, is when I see my girlfriend dancing. When she starts I know I did a good job in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
makes sense.
Similarly, when I see my girlfriend dancing, I know I've been in the bathroom too long.
Wow. Oh, because she has to go.
Good fun.
Last I threw your Instagram link in our Facebook chat so people watching can check that
They'll
out.
go on there because, like, the piece that he's showing is very modest. You have to go see some of his pieces. So go to his Instagram and follow him. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Come follow me and check me out and support and hit that like button and spend some money.
Yeah.
That's right. A lot more money than I can afford.
Les, there is an
Are
actor
you going
that you
live
remind me
April
I'm
of.
still smoking out of a straw.
There is an actor that you remind me of, and I cannot pin it down for the life of me. I cannot.
Is it the voice or the look?
Nick
It's
Cage.
both. It's not Nick Cage. It's like,
No.
I think
what's
he
the
looks
guy
like
who?
Matt. He looks like
There's a
Matt.
friend. There's a friend on Breaking Bad that I sound like. I
Yes.
forget his
It's
name.
not that. It's the guy. The guy. I think he does like a
Oh
cowboy
no! Wait.
cop show.
Hedgehog, or he's named after an animal. That character, I think. Hedgehog, or.
No, I can't remember his name. It's been so many years since I've heard this reference.
He's
but
got slick black hair, slick back.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's
yeah,
sells
He's not
drugs.
exactly like him. Yes.
yeah.
Hey, Les, this is, I mean, I feel like this is a kind of a derivative piece, but have you ever glass blown an apple for somebody to smoke out of? Like a pipe that is in the shape of an apple because people smoke out of apples.
It's slated for an upcoming project in the next several months. I have a custom for a person who wants a knife in one hand and an apple in the other, as some reference to something personal to him. But I have not done an apple yet. I've done an orange tree, a tree with oranges in it. I never got to post that up, but I did that. But that's about as close to that as, yeah.
Well, that's a good idea, Sean. I never thought about it. That it doesn't, now that you say it, I've never seen it as a.
Oh, it's out there. A lot of the fruits and vegetables, there's two different kinds of glass, right? There's what they call soft glass, and then there's borosilicate. Soft glass is what your grandma's vase is made out of, and all those sorts of things. And then borosilicate is more for pipes and things like that. And I mean, there's other things, but mostly pipes. like your Pyrex dishes and things like that that can withstand some heat. And borosilicate's a bit more difficult to work with. It requires a lot hotter temperatures and it takes longer periods of time to shape and sculpt. But we don't really do the things. I would say the apples and the oranges and the bananas and all that stuff, that's mostly going to be in the soft glass world, right? And personally, I like to stick to life forms, things that, I mean, not an apple's living, but I like elephants and vultures and people and that things that reflect experiences or more emotion, tell a story. All of my pieces, like the name Less More, you're going to find tell a story. So my warrior that I showed earlier is a play on the word more, warrior, more, and, you know, so it's more than a warrior, right? And that's kind of the mindset that we all kind of have to adopt if you want to succeed and survive these tough times. But yeah, so I'm just looking to tell a little bit more of a story than just to recreate a still life.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And it does.
I
It
think-
definitely does, man.
I think the answer I'm looking for is Bill Paxton.
I'll have to look into that. I'm not really familiar with Bill Paxton. I want to say he's a sports guy, but I don't know.
Hold on, I'm gonna show him right now.
He's a great actor. I feel like he's the kind of actor that you watch on screen and you feel like I would enjoy immensely hanging out with this real person.
Oh,
Well,
I got a
so I'll
great
take it
movie
as a
quote from him,
compliment.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
I know a
handsome
Bill
boy.
Paxton movie quote.
Okay.
Game
What is
over, man. Game over.
Aliens?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Bill
he's
Paxton
got
is-
his rugged, relatable energy. I
Charm.
love it.
Charm.
All right. All right. Thank you. That's a compliment, I suppose. Thank you.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Hey,
So,
Les, thanks for being on it, and we'll do we have to do this again. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Remind
Thanks for
us.
sharing
Thank you
so much
man.
wisdom.
I love your art, and
Yeah.
go check him out.
Remind us when the April 1st show is coming up, and we'll help blasting it out.
All right. That's on April 1st at 420 in Colorado at Hetty's, at Third Coast Hetty's on Instagram, at Third Coast Hetty's.
All right, we'll get that link in there.
Yeah.
Right on.
Woo.
Thank you guys very much.
Oh yeah.
That was
Thanks,
great.
bud.
He was awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Hope he likes Bill Paxton.
Hey, Ralph, do you ever get sometimes, I mean, or maybe anybody can answer this, but like, sometimes more often than not, I guess, I write something and it just happens to come out in a funny way. And then I could find maybe sometimes more meaning to the after effect of it. But like I try, like lately I've been trying to be more intentful, and yet I don't know, and then it almost stifles me. How much intent do you craft every word? Is like, you know what I'm saying? Like the way he was talking about art almost made me feel like I'm half-assing myself. You know what I'm saying? It would just seem so like he like just be very self-aware of. I think when you say those cliches, like he was saying, oh, it's a cliche, but it's like those are kind of like mantras we say to ourselves when we hit the paths of stumbling through our art. You know what I'm saying?
I have an answer after Ralph's answer.
Okay. Well, that's why I said open. That's not Ralph.
I don't know if I have an answer, but I do think you know what happens a lot? Somebody will come up with a good rap line, like I'll find one or another rapper, you know, a famous one or somebody come up with a good rap line, and then after the fact, somebody will go, well, it also means this and means this and means this and means this, as like 5 other meanings that you even realize.
Yes.
And I think it's mostly because I think it's, you know, if I'm going to be very woo-woo, like God is a creative. And so when you align yourself with something like beautiful, it will naturally bloom into more possibilities. So like, I think just pursuing beauty, or in comedy's case, the most beautiful thing is the funniest thing. Just pursuing the funniest thing I think it'll naturally open itself to being more profound and more poetic. I think pursuing being more poetic it's like chasing money. It's the one way that makes your money runs away from you.
Yeah.
Sure. Did you have something too?
Well, I mean, in some ways, I feel like it's accidental a little bit, but um, you know, I months ago when I like came up with like an amazing like 10-minute set, and I started bragging about it and bragging about it and bragging about it. Like I was bragging about it because I was like, this really is better than I expected it to be in my mind, and I was just like, I really love how it came to me just by accident, and it was like. It just made me more excited about it. So that's why I was talking about it so much. And then in doing it, I was just like, I should be talking about how fun I'm having doing it. Like, why am I being sort of like tender or modest about like what I'm enjoying doing? You know what I mean? So it's sort of like, I think you should reach for what you really, really, truly enjoy doing because, like, I mean, that's what you're supposed to be chasing. You know what I mean? So do it for real and like really love talking about it. I just got a good review from that.
Yeah,
I just got a good review from that album, which I'm like, who knows how many people are going to listen to it from that review? But it was just like such nice things written about something that I did.
I did like that review.
Yeah, it was nice.
I think that's where it lives. I think all the things that I think there's a beautiful justice to the world, and this is opinion. I don't know, but I do think there's a beautiful justice to the world. Like the things that you're most excited about, that light you up the most, are going to be the things that pack the most meaning.
Mm-hmm. This relates to something that we were
also,
talking.
if none of that works, just fart into the mic. Put the mic in your butt and fart into it.
Yeah. If that's your love. This relates to something we were talking to very, very long ago, but Don messaged and said, wasn't Queen Latifah a comedian?
Yeah. There's another one, Ralph.
She's a rapper.
Was she a comedian? I mean, she was on a sitcom.
Oh, she was a
but she was
rapper
a rapper
first. She was a rapper first.
Right.
Yeah, she was on a sitcom.
Comedic actress.
Yeah, yeah. I think that might count, but we're talking like more directly like stand-ups who did music. I think there's a few, and I think John Mayer did it now, but he didn't start doing stand-up.
Mm.
Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin.
Blake plays basketball and he does stand-up.
Basketball player, but I mean,
I know there's another example. Does she did more cabaret, but what about Bette Midler?
Yeah, I'd give that. I'm sure I'd give it to her.
it's not like she would.
She's definitely made more people laugh than I have.
Yeah. Well, I do agree with, but you know, yeah, but no, and she's that old timey kind of like that old, rant during show. It would be. I would bet you her concert would be half her talking and half singing.
I've seen footage of her doing cabaret stuff in the 70s, and she sounds like incredible.
Ralph, do you have a good impression of Bette Midler?
No, I don't even know if I could name one of her songs, which seems a shame to me. I'm not proud of that. I want to say another one, Harpo.
Hero, you're everything I would like to be.
Good one.
And I could fly higher than an E. I know that song by word because we sang that in our 6th grade graduation. And then they said, Lex, you better not try to do anything stupid or anything, and so I just swayed when we sang. And then I got everybody started swaying, and it was really funny. Yeah. It worked out. They were pretty,
I don't like that song.
Did it work out because you were trying to sneak something funny in?
Yeah, well, I got to be funny, the one guy who didn't want me to be funny was like the one guy who was trying not to sway, you know? And it was just like, everyone else was really happy about it, so I found something.
Maybe the person who didn't want to sway had a balance issue, and that's why they didn't want us to do it.
Maybe he was like that guy who kicked out, no legs. He had no legs.
Oh, yeah.
That's my least favorite song from her. Because it's always played at every funeral I've ever been to.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Jay only goes to female funeral.
Hold on, fellas.
For some reason, I know I'm a little misogynist here, but I'm gonna guess.
Oh, the 10 greatest musical comedians.
It's a bunch of them.
This is more than 10.
Yeah, I don't know all these people, but
Who?
Mandy
Yeah.
Patinkin,
Oh,
John Belushi.
Jamie Foxx,
oh yeah, Jamie Foxx. Geez.
Hugh Laurie.
Eddie Murphy. That's right.
Jason might remember this name. I don't know if you guys remember Stephen Lynch.
Oh yeah.
He's the first. He's the first one.
Oh,
Right there.
Do you remember him? He used to be on Opie and Anthony all the time. That's how I was introduced to him.
Oh,
He
yeah.
became-
Tenacious D. We didn't talk about. They're not really stand up, I guess, but they're funny.
Yeah, but I think it was more like for gosh, what's her name? Valerie. It was more like comedians who also have like a serious music career. Like
Oh yeah,
the music
right.
isn't necessarily funny. That's
I think
yeah,
Stephen
that's
Lynch
rare.
ended up writing musicals. Went on to write musicals.
What?
I think Stephen Lynch went on
Oh,
to write
did he?
musicals.
Oh,
Maybe writing Broadway stuff.
Oh wow.
Ralph, I got to tell you, this week's Flow State was awesome. That
I
artist,
haven't watched it yet.
the who is it? Cho? What's his
Oh
last
yeah,
name?
Dave Choi.
Choi.
Dave Choi.
He is amazing.
what night is
I
that?
started
on?
following him on Instagram. He's really cool.
I think it comes on Wednesday, but you could just watch it at any time on the
Yeah.
All Arts
I know I could. Yeah, I know. I could.
website. Yeah, it's funner to watch it on TV to catch it on TV,
Right.
and then you watch both episodes air at the same time. But yeah, you can. Meaning both. It's each week it's I talk to an artist, and then Sophia Kafas talks to an artist. So there's
Oh yeah.
two segments each episode. But yeah, that guy was awesome. I love that guy.
How many?
Dave
how
Choi.
many
I don't
did you
think I
do?
talked to a single artist that I wasn't. Huh?
Oh, you do 8 episodes? Is that it? Are you on 8
I
episodes?
don't remember how many it is. I think it's 8.
Yeah.
I should know. Why don't I know? These are the things that I should know and I don't.
Yeah.
You're the
it's
sober one out of us. You should know these things.
What's that?
You're
I
the sober.
should. I don't know why I don't.
All right. I just opened up for some reason when we were talking about notes, I had my notebook open on my notes. And I had this what would you do with the time machine? Just open up the panel. If you had a time machine,
Yeah.
not for always, just one day. I'm gonna let you guys borrow my time machine. You got 4 hours to use it.
Whoa.
Whatever that means in time machine world.
This is
Well-
very bad because part of me wants to be like, I would not get into it.
Mm.
Really? How about this? Just
Yeah,
pass it forward. Pass it forward, Ralph. You go forward or past? Wait, you going into the future or you going into the past?
If I'm going in, I'm definitely only going past.
Okay.
I don't want to know what happens.
I think if you go into the future, like 25 years or more, I bet it would like fry your brain as to how different it looks. Like we wouldn't expect it to look that
Yeah.
different, but I bet we'd be like shocked at how different it is.
Yeah.
Do you think,
Yeah.
so do you think if somebody came from like this now, let's just say it's 40 years. Let's go to the 80s. If somebody came back from the 80s, do you think that their mind would be blown the way your mind would be blown in 40 years, 20 years in the future from now?
Well, I mean, it's
Probably.
I feel like it's going to get shorter, like the years that it'll take for your mind to get blown. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think in the 80s, you'd be pretty shocked at how it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you'd be really shocked.
I think I'd take this time machine and try to like prove every like conspiracy theory that I've like been interested in.
Oh. Like you would find Bigfoot like in the past or in the future?
It's probably in the past. He's somewhere in the past.
You know what I like about conspiracy theories? I feel like a time machine wouldn't help you solve the mystery.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it would. Because I'd be able to go back to like Roswell and be like, oh, did a spaceship really crash
Oh, Roswell's a good pick. That's an
in
interesting one.
Roswell?
That's a good one. You know, I would go to the future to seek out Bigfoot to ask where he was.
Why do you say? Why
Where
are you
do
so
we
sure?
find Bigfoot?
Yeah, where were you?
And he's just like, oh.
Man,
Yeah.
I'd be scared. I wouldn't know. Like the only thing because I can't think of anything I'd want to tell myself. The only one thing I'd want to tell myself is like, you will find a girlfriend someday. Because I always felt like, man, will I? But I kind of always knew also. So I don't think I needed that. So I don't know what I'd want to go do. Like, I'm glad of everything that happened, so I wouldn't want to change anything. What would I want to see?
That's what I'm thinking. You're thinking about yourself. That's interesting that you thought about it.
I'm always thinking about myself.
Trying to warn yourself. Yeah.
Ralph,
I would want to see Jesus, or I'd want to see I'd want to see like original Shakespeare. Or I'd want to see someone young come up, but I don't like I'd want to see the entire growth process of like Keenan Ivory Wayans, like everything that he went through.
Ralph, you know what you could do, since you wouldn't know what advice to give yourself if you go back in time? You could go back in time and just give yourself some sort of nonsensical riddle, just to make you figure it out. And
yeah. 8 of your years as a child, just like, what did me say?
Yeah, but like maybe if you gave yourself something weird, like find the rhinoceros driving the dump truck or something like that, and then like maybe that advice would turn you into a millionaire somehow. Maybe it would make you like confused and hungry, and like maybe you
chasing a dragon you'll never catch.
Yeah. Because you were like, because young you would think, well, that has to mean something. What does it mean? And you would be like constantly on fire.
I don't know what it is about me, but I'm certain that if something changed and I made myself like a millionaire or a billionaire, I'm certain I would be less happy. And I don't know why that is. When I say certain, meaning I feel strongly about it, not that I know for sure.
Okay.
I agree with Ralph. I agree with Ralph. I couldn't. I wouldn't even know how to. I thought about that. If I had that much money, how could I ever not just give it all away? I really don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't. If you have more money than you could ever spend, I just don't understand it. I don't. It's a whole nother.
Yeah,
it's
scary.
Well, because nobody ever spends all of their money except for Richard Pryor and Brewster's Millions.
I was going to say, I spent all the money multiple times.
Yeah. That's true. You're right. Hey.
What's up, Anya?
Got some water and something orange.
Did you guys ever just do a little Rocky style, chase a chicken for a little bit? Do a little.
Only in private, friend. I should. I don't know. I feel like chickens are probably aggressive.
Actually, I'm gonna say no, Ralph. Since you were breathing heavy, you might want to relax a little bit. Maybe do some chair calisthenics.
If you do, can I just throw this by you? There's a thing you could do with the chicken that I've seen and it works. And you get a chicken, you got to hold it head down to the dirt, right? And in front of the dirt, you draw a line from the beak and just pull it away, and the chicken will just muscle relax. It's like it just hypnotizes the chicken, and he just goes limp.
Holy shit!
And it works. You understand what I'm doing, right? You get that. You make the chicken's head on the dirt, so, right on the down, finger in front of him. He'll look at the fingers, and you just draw a line away from him, and the chicken will just go boom, and just get knocked out.
What?
Yep. If anybody
That's
has video
so weird
doing that, send it to us. You don't have to do it. If you could do it yourself, is what.
Oh yeah, send us some video. That's good. We should have more. We should do more of that.
If you can knock yourself out with that technique, please show us.
Yeah.
You can get your little sister to get hypnotized. Yeah.
It doesn't work.
That'd be a funny skill to be able to hypnotize yourself and make you yourself fall asleep.
Oh,
Now,
I'm
if you
gonna
could hypnotize yourself, what would you make yourself do?
I guess fall asleep. Maybe.
honestly, a real nice, simple answer. Yeah.
Um,
Do the dishes.
well, we hit noon.
I would hypnotize myself to be vegan and run.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, that's smart. I like that.
Now for eggs.
Maybe you can hypnotize yourself to be like that Office Space guy who, like, remember in the movie he like got hypnotized and was like chill, and then his life improved.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'd hypnotize myself and then have like a good accent, like a real different accent than what I have now.
Oh.
And I don't like a good Australian accent.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Like, all right, mate. Good on tonight. Good night. Good night. Good on tonight. Good night. That's the best.
It's the best you got.
I'd hypnotize myself to always remember where I put things down.
ooh, that's a good one.
Like I would never forget where I put things down.
Have you heard of tapping before? We could talk about it next week.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about it next week.
Cliffhanger.
All right, this has been Stoner Morning Show. Thanks for watching, everybody.